Okay, thank you very much. And hello, everyone. My name is Shin Mizukoshi of the University of Tokyo. Thank you very much for everyone who have been preparing for this wonderful webinar seminar. And I'm very much excited by two previous presentators' presentation, and I was very much absorbed in thinking about them. But I have to do my own one. And I think I am very excited because I'm going to examine the new literacy for media platform or infrastructure via a new media infrastructure, Zoom webinar. And probably most of the people in Japan didn't know the name Zoom, the different brand name or something like that. But now there are several choices, Zoom or Google Classroom or others. And so the interface design or the architecture of this kind of the system itself framed our conversation very much. And that kind of thing is a topic of my issue today. And before going into the presentation, I would like to show you some kind of preconditions. One is that my background is not pedagogy or educational studies, but media theory or media studies, because my ones are very practical and connected to the neighborhood or the local people. Eventually, it's a kind of the media literacy or media practice activities. So I was situated in Japan, like the midst between the media theory or studies and the media education. That's one thing. And the other thing is that the research project and workshops I will discuss today is mainly for the adult or adult education and educational program for university students, ICT industries people, and cooperative, COPE, 협동 조합, it's right? COPE members. And some of them may apply for the school children, but mainly focusing on adult people. And from the standpoint of media studies, today I will discuss about the new dimension of the literacy for media platform, infrastructure, and ecosystems. And the first part of my presentation is mainly for the theoretical examination, or tracing the theoretical trend in media studies. And the latter part is focusing on the my own research project. And I will pick up mainly the workshop titled Media Landscape Without Apple, which Johnson John kindly introduced briefly now. And during the process, I will show you about 5 minutes video. I know the 20 minutes presentation and 5 minutes video is very dangerous, but I will try. And then I will go back to the theoretical discussion again at the last part. Well, in this about 10 years or so, the media studies trend has been changing. These 6 books, the right side is English and right side is Japanese and the left side is in English ones, but most of them are the symbolic eminent achievements. For example, left side, the bottom, the David Morey, who is very famous for his theory, active audience in 90s or in 80s. And that is a very important key theory for the cultural studies, British cultural studies. But nowadays, he is moving more to the mobility matters. And he has a very interesting discussion about the container books, material container books, worldwide moving, in what way they are connected to the culture, politics, and economy, or so on. And this is very interesting book. And right side top one, Mitsuoka and Okubo's screen studies. And this was done by a young researcher in Japan, and some of them are Korean. And they try to conquer the limitation of the television studies, film studies, or mobile phone studies. they try to, some of them as a screen, small screen to the big screen, and try to make a new dimension on the screen studies. Anyhow, what I want to tell you is that in these days, the media studies, the body, space, or materiality, or infrastructure, this kind of thing is a very important thing. And I believe that that is not that only the new matters, but also a very traditional or classic intellectual streams. So let me very roughly, categorize the media studies into three. First is media studies for text analysis, and that is very much, developed by the British cultural studies in 80s and 90s. And this kind of thing is very much tied or combined with media literacy for critical reading. And the second point is that media studies for expression and production. So doing and understanding. Critical understanding needs a kind of the creative production. This was, for example, David Buckingham trumpeted this kind of things. And originally, John Dewey or Paulo Freire do this kind of thing. And I believe that Professor Cho's activities very much connected to this one and also for the text analysis. And what I am now focusing on the third one, media studies for designing and infrastructure. And here are also Bruno Latour, Harold Innis, Kittler, or John Peters, and the recent David Morris achievement. These kind of things are very much focusing on this. And okay, so let me organize a discussion that media literacy has developed under the strong influence of the theory of in media studies. But present media literacy has been mainly cultivated by critical media theories that have primarily focusing on text, representation, messages, and contents. And their highlights was in 1990s. I think it's still very important, but still, with the ecological transition of the digital technology in the 21st century, media literacy should examine not only the critical awareness of media text, but more on the media platform, the infrastructure, this kind of material matter, and the media ecosystem. And that kind of thing is very hard to see. This is my drawing. And if we try to, make this kind of the three layers, the media contents, ecosystem, and media infrastructure, and critical text analysis, it's a very important main body of the media literacy. And this is the active expression and the production matters. And these two are the very important things. And this MELL project, MELL project, Media Expression Learning and Literacy project, which I conducted in 2000 for about 10 years. And the point of the MELL project is that they try to combine these two matters, active expression and critical analysis. This kind of the reciprocal activity must be very important. So I am very much impressed by the Professor Cho's activities. But so I still believe that this is very important and the main stage of the media literacy. But still, we have to think this green area, which is unseen and very important. So from 2018, I launched a new project called the New Literacy for Media Infrastructures. And back to this slides, the platform and infrastructure ecosystem. There are many discussions about how to organize this kind of thing. But I believe that the infrastructures, for example, the internet or the airwave or so on, platform, the Twitter, Facebook, this kind of the commercial activities. So there are some layers, and these relationship of the layer transit by timeline. So I want to discuss this matter theoretically, but I don't have enough time, so I will go forward. Yes, we've launched the project, and in this project, I collaborate with the Twitter Japan people or Yahoo Japan people. You know, in Japan, still Yahoo has a very big power. And usually the Yahoo or Google or the Twitter is the kind of the enemy of the, you know, media literacy or so. But I believe that the people are working in this kind of the company, and many people are trying to, you know, revise their activities. So I want to make a kind of connection with them, and also with the cooperative people. And for a while, I've been, you know, we are doing we are focusing on the theoretical examination and also the practical designing activity of the workshops for the general people. And there are 3 types of the workshops, and from the very short hours 1 to the longer one. And today I will show you briefly type 1 and type 2, and then the type 3. The type 1, it's very simple. Facilitator asks participants to make a top 5 ranking of 10 scenery pictures collectively. And facilitators collect all the data from them. And facilitator change some coefficients of the ranking algorithm that make a different ranking. And participants can reflect on the existence of an algorithm under it and find the change of the coefficient change the ranking. So it's very simple matter, but what search engine like Google do is the same. So when you put the name Shin Mizukoshi on the Google, there is a kind of some, you know, blaming or something like that for me. That's not like an encyclopedia, but that's a ranking, you know. So try to this kind of very simple work is a very, you know, easy entrance kind of activities. And this is also another matter, but probably there is something. Yeah, I have to skip this one. Okay, that type 2, I will skip. And I will go into the type 3 video. It will take about 5 minutes, so sorry. You can understand.
2007年にもし iPhone が出なくて会社が潰れてたとすると、2019年の今我々のメディア環境はどうなってるんだろうと、みんなで話し合ってもらって、シナリオを作ってほしいんです。このワークショップはですね、今あるこの当たり前のソーシャルメディア、あるいは当たり前のスマートフォンで、この当たり前さをひっくり返す、違う目で見る、そういう想像力を養おうって、そういうことを考えてこしらえたワークショップです。
今日はですね、こういう視点で歴史を見ていくとこういうことが見えてくるみたいなのを、ちょっと発展史、社会史、美術史っていうちょっと3つの、ベクトルで、ちょっと順に説明してみようかなという。
スマートフォン私たち普段使ってるけど、災害のことだけ考えるとあまり有効活用されてる例っていうのはほとんどない。
このスマホが出てからこの10年最適化っていう名のもとに、アップルとグーグルが非常にそこの方向性を誘導してきた。
2007年に出てきた時っていうのは
使い始めくらいですね。
スマホになってできたことみたいな
思いついたもの
じゃあどんどん入れていきましょう。
今何にスマホを使ってるかをバーって洗い出してるっていう感じ。
そんなに多くないかも。スマホでしかできない。
自分にとって iPhone は何かみたいな
体の一部ですよね。
そういうのでもいいと思う。いや、そういうのでもいいと思う。皮膚に貼るタイプとか遺伝子開発的な方に行っていても面白かったかもしれない。
ずっと皆さん話してるんですよ。お弁当食べてる時もなんかコーヒー飲んでる時もずっと話してる。 そういうことができたっていうことで言うと、メディア論的にはかなり僕は成功したんじゃないかなと思う。
どういうふうに考えている？アカウントって何？わかんない。
アカウントって今でもなんかハードに依存してるのかな。
でも別に iPhone 持ってなくたって Apple ID 作れる。
ハードは複数共有化されているけど、アカウントは
一緒で
アカウントのことをめちゃめちゃ信用できればハードを持ち歩く必要は本当はないはずなのかな。
分かった。そもそもハードっていうものしかなかったからこの概念がある。
ちょっとしたつぶやきってどう聞いてなかった。
音声のつぶやき。
そう
つぶやいたことが本当に共有されるみたいな。でも音声上の SNS ができてるかもしれないですね。
小型地震が発生して各地域にある大きな画面でその地域の人たちがそこに集まってやり取りの記録が溜まっていってて、
掲示板の
スイカがどんどんパワーアップしていってその出先とかでもう自分のパソコンについてスイカを置けばプッと自分のデータとして立ち上がってパソコンが全部僕らはスイカがもっと覇権を握っているのではないかっていうところで巨大なインフラ全体を電車とセットにしながら海外にも輸出していく。
ちょっとその作業に移れるようなちょっと
携帯の iPhone ないから
生活文化班のプレゼンでは
成果の可能性に行政公共事業人類の行動を助けるためには人類が出世するスマートなエージェンシーが必要とされました。
スマートフォンやあるいはその他デジタルプラットフォームが当たり前になっている中でそのプラットフォームを引き剥がしてみる。さらに言うとイマジネーションという意味での想像するだけじゃなくて、本当に今あるのとは違うプラットフォームをあるいはメディアを、作っていくっていうか本当にクリエーションという意味での想像をしていくっていうようなことにこういうことがつながるとなんか文系とか理系とかそう産業界とか大学とかを超えたある形になっていくのかなと、そのことを期待してやみませんっていう感じですかね。
スマートフォンがあることでそういう便利な世の中になっていくっていうのはあくまでよく考えてみると空論です。逆に災害とかが起きた時は逆に全然使えないものになってしまう。スマホに対していろいろな視点を持ってたという
そのフィロソフィーというか文化みたいなところも含めて根源的なことを問い直すというか、疑って、一応自分でシミュレーションしてみるみたいなところの問いにはなったかなと思ってはいます。
Okay, I will sum up with a slide. Well, I have to skip in the detail of this workshop's achievement, but it's a very fruitful opportunity for the participants to reflect on their media platform or their media infrastructure, which they don't aware before the workshop. And we've produced about 5-6 workshops in this project and collaborating with the IT industry and COPE people. And COPE in Japan, the people of the COPE is 65 million. It's about half of the Japanese population. I doubt this number, but recently all COPEs make a kind of the alliance in this kind of things. And adult education are usually, for the general people. Who is the general people, general citizen? In this time, I'm focusing on for example, forestry people, agriculture people, or fishery people to provide them the workshops and to discuss with them about the critical understanding of media platform and infrastructure from now on. And this kind of the activity is very much connected to recent emerging social movement like platform cooperativism, which I am very much connected. And also, this is the last slide, but I believe that the media infrastructure level, I think there are some, resemble thing like in the media contents level, we need a critical reading activity and active production. The same kind of things we need on the platform and the infrastructure level. I tentatively put the name metaphorical understanding and DIY-minded practices. And from the next year, I am trying to connect this kind of the achievement to the robot and AI media literacy. Thank you very much.